then there is an imbalance which is created, which creates a problem in terms of evolution for a human being. Okay. So if there is a conscious process, including like meditation I teach, and everything, to align, bring yourself to center and keep balance, so that Rahu Ketu energies are also balanced. Okay. Balance is required. Any imbalance there might give you some success in the material world, okay, but will cost you in the evolutionary terms. Okay. So that's even with Ketu, I'm saying, Ketu can also give material success, going more towards that, So not just Rahu, because Rahu people know that if you go more towards that, you will. But what I'm saying is, but from evolutionary perspective, it's not, the balance has to be there of both energy.
Rush, if like these days everyone wants to be, whether as an entrepreneur, as a creator, you want a mass reach, or whether you have started a business, you want your business to reach more people, reach the nook and cranny of the world and all. So when it comes down to the mass reach, like there was a time when people used to say, okay, you want to be the world famous, sun has to strong. But now that role has been overtaken by nodes, specifically Rahu. Yes. What do you have to say the role of Rahu and Ketu in giving mass reach?
Okay. The thing is, anything in the world where thing is getting bigger or mass or anything is 11th house. Okay. Any gain, any expansion, the most expansion is 11th house, right? Now, 11th house Karakattvas is like, you can consider it like the sign Aquarius. It's like Aquarius, right? Okay. Now, Aquarius has co-rulership of Saturn and Rahu, right? So, Rahu is automatically gotten involved with the 11th house. Okay. So, it is the thing which gives the expansion in the world, and Rahu is involved in that. So, that's why Rahu gives more of this expansion. Okay. And since this is the era of communication, electronic communication, this is electronic communication, whatever, internet, YouTube, everything is electronic communication. Okay. Communication was Mercury before, right? Like the messenger, which had to physically go from city to city, town to town to give
yes.
Right. Which is not the case anymore. So with Mercury also, the Rahu element has been added. Okay. Which I added in Virgo, in my book, like Rahu, co-rulership of Virgo. So Mercury, messenger, communications. 11th house, gains. So Rahu is sitting at both places. So that's why the social media, that thing, portfolio comes in its hand. Okay.
And like when we say that, like the question which I have written here is that, how did they unfold karma suddenly and unexpectedly? So like, is it the case that the planets, because Rahu and Ketu are like imaginary points, they are illusion, they are hidden. So they always are waiting for the right time. Like, okay, if you were to say that the timing of Rahu and Ketu and the unexpected element to it, what do you have to say over there? Like, why do they act so mysterious? How do you want to elaborate that?
Okay. It appears mysterious, but it's actually quite simple. The reality is that when churning happens, the results come along the axis only. Okay. But while churning is happening, you can't tell what the result would be. Different times, different things come. Poison, amrit, all kinds of things, and whatever, But you can't tell what is, but at the time of it, you can't tell. But through the axis, only you come to know what finally comes. It comes via the axis. Okay. So then they say like, okay, it's coming to via Rahu Ketu. And Rahu Ketu are having much more involvement in a chart because they're dispositors, planets which are aspecting them, everything they take. Okay. So they are connected to so many more houses than a normal graha.
Wow. Wow. Yes.
So that creates complexity, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if you are simple, like a ruler of one staying in one, is simpler. Ruler of two staying in one, simpler. Here, this is nothing like that. Here it's like every graha they are associating with by aspect or position or the dispositor, they are giving the results of. So that is basically the whole chart. All houses are mixing.
Yes.
When people find it hard to even tell, okay, this house will mix with this, now what will be the result?
Yes, yes.
Like 11th will mix with 12, what will be the result? Okay, like even that. Now here everything is mixing with everything.
Yes.
So then the complexity is much more. That's where the problem, and then that's where the whole technicality starts with Rahu Ketu. And that's where they call it unexpected.
Suddenness. Surprise.
Surprise because it's unexpected, because you can't calculate that. You're not calculated that. Okay. Four houses are mixing. Now, which part of which house will give the result? With which house? What combination? When?
Yes.
Okay. It becomes much more of a calculation. It's like more complex calculation.
Yeah, it's
like going into higher maths, like from simple maths
to core calculus
to calculus, basically. That's.
And my next question to you, Prash, is like, what do you think is the right methodology to judge their strength? Like, some people say that when it comes down to Rahu and Ketu, you have to see their dispositor. Some say that, okay, you have to see the Navamsha chart as well. So, do you think that planets which are a nemesis for majority of the astrologers and astrology community, what, as per you, is the right methodology to judge their strength?
Okay. I mean, see, that's a very technical thing. I can't go fully into it, but I'll just give you but I'll give you a little that thing hint. Like, okay, like, I mean, first dispositor is important. Yes, whatever they're saying, it's important. Okay, then their dispositors have bal, the bal, like Shadvar bal of the dispositor. Okay,
yes.
So that will be important for the because the node is to go by that. Okay, their Shadbal of the dispositor. That's good. But then there comes the nakshatra lord also. Okay, of Rahu Ketu. Okay, which will be very important. Okay, and then the sub lord of that nakshatra.
Yes.
Okay, so the combination of those three. Okay, and their Shadbals will define their birth in a broad context. Okay, but there are other technicalities to it which I can't go to all of it. But I'm just giving a general overview of how to see there.
Yeah, and because many people say that Navamsha is the chart of the dharma, and looking at a planet which is like very anti to that, anti to rules, which is Rahu. Looking at Rahu's placement in the D9 chart, does it actually helps or not?
Okay, because Rahu is not anti to dharma. It's not like that. Rahu is more interested in actual knowledge.
Very right, yes.
Rather than just belief.
Yes.
Okay, there's a believing and there's an actual knowledge of things. Okay, so Rahu is concerned about the actual knowledge of things. So it's not against dharma, it wants the actual knowledge of dharma. Like right now, different religions can give different moral codes to their followers. Okay, this is the core code, you have to follow this, then you'll get to heaven. Okay, there different religions have this thing. You do this and then you'll get to heaven. Then Rahu will analyze, but doing this, can you really actually get to heaven by doing this or not? Okay, exactly. So that analysis is there. So it can be called anti-religion in current way, but not anti-dharma. Because knowing the actual functionings of the universe and the reality of the functionings of the universe, that knowledge, it is after. And using that knowledge only, Ketu grants liberation. Yes. Who's Moksha-karaka? How? How can Ketu become Moksha-karaka? Suddenly, out of nowhere. It won't happen out of nowhere, right? Like, it can only happen if Rahu has given the correct knowledge and information distillation to practice. Okay, so that distillation and discernment. Okay, so where there's a Shiv level of discernment, which is an Aquarius. Okay, or it's the Mercurial Virgo analysis sort of discernment. Do you know what I'm saying? Both Rahu's involved, right? Again. Yeah. So it becomes the most important. I mean, it's like they say the difference between being religious and being spiritual, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So trying to find out the right aspect of ninth house, the dharma, and that thing. That is Rahu's job, actually. So
in today's modern day context, people say that it's the age of Aquarius we're living in. So very, very beautifully said by you, Prash. Prash, when we talk about the in the mundane astrology events and all, so what do you think? What is the role in bringing mass calamities and destruction, like tsunamis and those events? Like I see everything is I have first hand knowledge from your work, your books only. Like those events, like an asteroid, comet striking the Earth, dinosaurs getting wiped up, twin tower attack. Those kind of big events which can change the face of the humanity. So which can change the world order. So how much do you think Rahu and Ketu in today's like modern day context hold this power to do that?
Okay. The thing of that is that first, like a lot of these events which they say they're not sure whether they actually happened or not. So we can't go that they actually happened, the dinosaur thing and stuff like that.
Yes.
It's conjecture, it's theory. Okay. Now, the second thing is, so it's not like people can, but yes, the thing is that Earth also has an axis.
Yeah.
But it's Earth has its functionings and it has its axis. So it also has its own Rahu Ketu.
Yes.
North node and south node of Earth.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in that, if something is not functioning right on Earth and needs changing and needs that thing, so that impetus will come by Rahu Ketu only, the axis only. Okay. The calibration, like if Vishnu and Narayan do the calibration of Earth, recalibration, reset. Okay.
Yes.
So it will come by the Rahu Ketu. So again, that's why in sort of mundane astrology, we'll see that through Rahu Ketu. Again, those kind of things. They have to be importantly involved in those events, So that's the reason, basically. Because everything spins around the axis in the end. So that's, so if overall things are going topsy-turvy, you have to set the axis again. If things start going like this, you have to calibrate the axis again properly. And that's what creates natural disasters and all kinds of things on Earth. Like if human beings have gone in one direction, then nature has to do the things in order to balance.
Wow, very nice.
Things out, So that's
Rahu and Ketu becomes a medium, enforcer of that.
So then signs. So when you see Rahu Ketu in the mundane Jyotish and their transits and stuff, then they become the sort of signs for that. You have to look at that sign. Yeah.
And Prash, there's one line written in one of your book which actually stayed with me. That it was that Rahu is still open towards remedies, towards making peace with. But Ketu is a very difficult energy to deal with. Ketu is not easy to be negotiated with remedies and all of that. It is very difficult to be appeased. Elaborate that, please.
Okay. The thing is, because Ketu is actually depending on Rahu in a lot of ways, because I told you Rahu has to get to the right knowledge and the right system for Ketu to become Mokshakarka, So Ketu is going to act as per what Rahu has synthesized.